I'm a farmer in Germany. My family is owning and operating the farm since the 14th century on the same place. So we belong to the indigenous local people in South Germany, in my area. And I always say we are doing organic since the 14th century. We are doing organic. There was only in between one generation who applied pesticides and fertilizers, but still about 30 years we are again on organic. We're back to the roots, I would say. Yes, and so I was quite inspired personally when I did my degrees in agriculture engineering and then sociology, in Reading. I made not a degree, I just studied in Reading some time. And tropical agriculture in Stuttgart. Then I was 6 years overseas first of all. And with the German government on bilateral aid in Africa and Asia, in Arabian countries. And there we already we came up with the idea, or that was our task, to rebuild regional strengths, I would say, for the farmers, and we were talking about integrated rural development projects. So when I came home, that was the end of '83. So you know, so where I'm located as Best Agers. I belong to the Best Agers now. In '83, I took over the family farm. It was also my duty as the only son. And but in my heart, I always have been a farmer, of course. And all farmers who are sitting here know that farmers are still very strong and feel always independent. And it's all over the world. It's difficult to get the farmers. I agree. And so I took over the family farm in 1984, 1st January '84. And actually my first, and I realized that rural development is not only needed in the southern countries, and farmers are not only losers in the southern and rural communities in the southern countries of the world, but also here in the center of Europe. Farmers just at the edge of the society, you know, and are the losers of industrial development. And so I think, and I realized, and together with friends, we decided to come up with a kind of an NGO, with Farmers Self-Help Initiative. And the very first project we approached was to save the old local breed, Swabian Hall pig, which I'll show you later. This pig is the oldest breed in whole Germany. 200 years of records, breeding records. And of course it's related to the Wessex and Essex Saddleback, and to our Saddleback breeds in all over Europe. And originally all they came from China. But it was extinct at that time. And in Germany we had 15 breeds actually in the 1950s, 60s still, and 12 disappeared out of 15. 12 autochthon indigenous breeds disappeared. Due to the industrialization of farming, you know, only hybrids and not looking to left and right and to preserve our biodiversity. So we started a project together. That was our very first project to save our old breed, which was still known as very fertile, vital, and stress resistant, and a famous meat quality. Because and this was also the idea. We have to develop newly. This is one of our potentials. Since breeds and let's say breeding of animals and seeds was always done by farmers, not by scientists, not by the rulers. These are assets of the farmers and our potential. Generations of farmers brought up these famous breeds. And it was our wish to preserve it and to redevelop it as a potential, to use it as a potential. And that was a long way, actually, the starting point. We said we have to identify the potentials of our area and put them into value and create the value chain. I will show it with the slides. In order that the farmers get the fair price, the reasonable price. Because we, in the so-called modern agriculture, we experience that the value is on the point of sale. The value chain, and farmer is far behind. And that's a problem. Yes, and so these ideas moved us to start a self-help initiative. So the first few years were just voluntary. I opened the office at my farm. I opened the office for rural regional development. And we met frequently and discussed the group was about 8 farmers at that time, and discussed our views, and just like you are sitting here now, and we discuss such issues. And I think it came into a first commercial stage in 1988 by founding the Farmers Association of Schwäbisch Hall with 8 farmers. Just now we are 1,560, so it developed step by step. And we are quite strong now in the market. And our farmers are getting best prices all over Germany, I have to say. But I will show it with my slides. So this is the outcome, and we have also quite partnerships with friends and colleagues, Germany, in East European countries, and even overseas. Fine. So just a few slides. And in between, you just ask me, please. Yeah? If any question, you ask me, please. So here you see our brand, the main brands we do have, Yes. And this is the umbrella, actually. We call it the umbrella of all our brands. So this is a brand itself now in Germany. Farmers Association of Schwäbisch Hall. That means everybody knows immediately, if he sees the logo, aha, these are farmers. Second, it's a community of farmers. And third, the location. So from the beginning, so you can see, we did all the marketing ourselves. We never employed any agency, We always do the marketing ourselves, still now. So we have a center, a media center in our group. And right from the beginning, the idea was we have to communicate just what we are doing, nothing else, just what we are doing. And people will understand what we are doing. And these are our assets. Best product and communicate our cultural, social approach. Of course, first of all, you have to look on the best product. Rather, it's full organic, or we say premium production. Best product is first, of course. And then the key is good marketing to develop the value chain in farmer's hand, of course, to turn it the other way. This is the aim. Because farmers depend on their income. In the first instance, of course, also we did about 4 to 5 years on a voluntary basis, even telephone bill, paper, porto was paid by us, voluntary, you know. Then it came into a commercial state, yes, some years ago, later. Okay. Yes, here we are. This is the region of Hohenlohe. We have about totally 3,500 farmers. Small-scale farmers, let's say from 10 hectare. The average is for 50 hectare. My farm is also 50. Our farm, I'm doing it with my sons, to my wife and my sons. We are organic and Demeter certified farm. Up to 250 hectares, which is very large in South Germany. But this is also the point, you know. From the beginning, we said, well, we have in South Germany only the small-scale farmers. So there's no chance if we look into the international commodity business. And with the international, with the global prices, we can't compete. Thank you. Our only way to survive is to produce highest premium products, high premium products, best product, and sell them, of course, within the region, but the surrounding urban areas. So we are in the lucky situation that in South Germany, you know, we have Stuttgart, Munich, and all these cities. We have audience and consumers which are quite rich, you know, educated, and even more and more motivated to all these issues, what we call added value to a product. And so that was the basic approach, that we said we have to come up with a new scheme. Not what certain interest groups are propagating and science and policies. No, policymakers, no. We start to rely, again, regional, and to rely on our own potentials. As before, all our fathers and grandfathers did. Okay, Hohenlohe. So this is our mission, I already mentioned, to develop the potentials and resources of our region, Hohenlohe, into commercial and social values and provide them to the local farmers. So that the value is not at the end, let's say, on the point of sale. The richest Germans are the owners of Lidl, Aldi, and so on. So the large food dealers, supermarket chains. They are the richest in Germany, you know, on the list. So that indicates that the value is taken from the ground to the dealers. So that's a very poor development, I have to say. And our core values, of course, solidarity in business. That means each farmer, rather the small-scale farmer with 10 hectares or 250, has the same rights and duties and the same prices. Guaranteed prices and guaranteed offtake. So guaranteed sourcing of the products. But not to make, not so that the basic idea is not to make big profit, to concentrate profit. The basic idea is we work together and each should share the profit. Each member should have his share. Then, of course, organic and sustainable agriculture, not just profit-oriented. Then social projects, commitments, I'll show some examples, cultural projects, because, you know, we have a strong culture. Even here, I experienced now the last 2 days the Welsh culture, very strong, and yes, very strong, I have to say. And we should rely, or we should live our culture, you know, from the roots to develop it in the future. That's the point. Not only look backwards into our traditions. Tradition means each generation has to add. We take the best from our history and we add and adapt it to the local conditions and to look to the future. That means tradition, not only backward minded, also minded in the future, to the future. Okay. So this is the development which took place. Actually, we started, that was the business case, we started 88. Now we are about a bit more than 1,500. Among them are, so these are old figures from 17. Now we have about 480 organic farmers among us. And all the others are not conventional, but doing to our premium brands, premium products, premium schemes, you know. That means no GMO, that means genetic, special, old breeds, that means animal welfare, European soya instead of from Brazil, from the tropic area, you know. And yes, local feed. At least, you know, if we import, then we import only the European soya from Austria, Italy, and so on. So in exchange, but we develop also it in Germany now. So, and this is the business case. We are quite strong now with about 150 million euro per year, and employing about 700 staff members, and it's operated by the farmers itself still. Let's say we have a team, I'm the chairman still, and we have a team of about 20-25 farmers who are along his farm doing their job in a very good job in our association. So they are very motivated. Of course, they are also educated, you know. I mentioned yesterday, even some took international degrees in business development, and one took MBA in East London College, you know. So this is, farmers also need to be very good educated. Rather a bachelor master level, or let's say that's very important. We have to be better than the conventional business. And I know farmers are, you know, they have quite open-minded, and it needs, of course, a good education. Yes, along with our farmers' business, aside our farmers' business. So this is my own farm, or let's say our family farm, settled in the 14th century. And this is the office of rural development still. Before it was a restaurant inn, and when I came back, I converted it into an office for rural development projects. So we are living here in this level, and the guest rooms, and behind you find the farm actually. It's about 50 hectares, very traditional, and yes. So this is the business group we developed during the last 35 years. this is the holding actually. The holding is the association. And all the business is outsourced. That means this is the basic organization where each and every farmer has one vote. And me, I'm elected here as a chairman by the individual farmers. So we have the boards, the control board. We have the chairman, the board of chairmen, the directors board, you would say, and we have the assembly, general assembly, once a year. Then we have an own extension service, our own breeding society, which was founded '86 already. The breeding society for the old breed, for the rare breed of Swabian Hall. And then the commercial business is here. AG means shareholder, Aktiengesellschaft. Was heißt not a limited? No. Limited is something different. SA. Yeah, typical. Aktiengesellschaft, yeah. Yes. Because a limited is quite slow and difficult to handle. And if you have 1,500 members, shareholders, then in this sense, it's so we preferred this kind of. First, it was a limited, but we converted 20 years ago into a again. Share company, yes. But all shareholders are farmers and consumers. Farmers and consumers of the area. Then, yes, processing facilities. Then some sub-organizations for cattle, for lamb, cheese, milk. Then you find this is our educational wing. We just started 4 years ago. And spices. We are doing spices locally and also international with some farmers groups in Africa and in India and East European countries. On eye-to-eye level, we call them seeds of hope. That means we import spices. We bring the organic scheme there, rather the same what we did at home, and created some farmers cooperatives, built up some strong cooperatives, and we source our spices from them. And they get a good price and a sustainable market. Yes, this is one of our brand now, registered 1998 as a geographical indication. So this is the old breed, but at its best, I have to say, you know. Yes, you see it is somehow, it's a geographical indication as Parma ham or Roquefort or Champagne or Parmesan cheese. And this is important because you should register in time. If you have your premium products, you know, you should, after some time, you should register them as geographical indication. That's not a monopoly if you register it. It is just to be safe about fake products. That's the main issue. Because a geographical indication can be used by each and every farmer in a certain region, but he has to fulfill the standards. You know, a geographical indication always stands on two pillars. One is the area, the region, and the second pillar is are the standards. You know, the standards mean no GMO, animal welfare, and all this stuff, you know. And the point is, if you can afford to popularize your product, if through marketing, if your brand is widely known, you face the problem, the sincere problem of fake products. And to avoid that, it's very good to get it early registered before it becomes popular. This is also a kind of experience we were facing during the last years. Yes. Because farmers do the investment. Farmers develop it. And it should be in the hand of the farmers when it gets an asset. Yes, so you have in time, you should think on to register it as a geographical indication. That's possible since the year 1992 within all European countries. Before it was not possible to register, only in France and Italy and Portugal. But on the way of harmonization within EU of the legal, let's say all the legal issues, Germany had to adapt, and we were able to register it. So it's about the same scheme than organic, because as you are registered, there is an audit scheme, there's a government control upon it. And that's important. So you have not to fight against fake products on private level. It is duty of the government to look after it. Same as with organic. I think you know that. Yes. 15 minutes more. Okay, then I hurry. Yeah. Okay. I thought you have some more time than yesterday.
Well, we want to talk.
Yeah, okay. So I'll hurry a bit. So this is our abattoir. As I mentioned, if I talk about the value chain, of course, the bottleneck, I said also yesterday, is the bottleneck is the processing facility, you know. And so this is our owned by farmers and consumers of the area. This is the historic slaughterhouse. This is the processing, and this is the cutting area, and this is the processing. Here we process meat, produce sausage. Here we produce sausage. Yes, Prince of Wales. Everybody knows him.
You with the pig?
And me with rare breed, yes, of course. This is part of our marketing, you see. Yes. This is always, you know, of course, this is kind of marketing. We have to, yes. Of course, all products are labeled and we have audit. So here we have our pork products, ham, sausage, back, the lean loin, you say?
Yeah, loin.
Yes, and canned sausage. So we are doing also not only meat, so also spices in our area, coriander, mustard. And then our main markets are the butchers. The butchers. So this is the shortcut, I would say, in value chain is from farmer to butcher. I've seen 2 butcheries here. Really nice butcheries. So this is the partnership. About 65% of our sales are to butchers. And here we can achieve the best price, of course. Then also other outlets. We have own outlets, and this is one of our own outlets. Then these are butchers, symbolizing our partners, symbolizing catering or hotel business. Then also we are very strong in partnership with leading with leading industrial companies, and you know, they demand now, all for their management especially, they demand good food. The management level asks for good food. It's not only to take the monthly salary along. It is, you know, they eat, normally they take their lunch in the company, and they demand good food. Yes. So this, then we have own outlets. This was the very first, 1994. Then in Stuttgart, again in Stuttgart, traditional market hall in Stuttgart. It's important, you know. This is also important as a multiplier. So if you have, for example, in London, in a market hall or in a certain place, in a popular place, an outlet, you know, it's of market. It's a point of a mosaic stone, a mosaic piece of marketing, because there you reach journalists, the TV station, and so on, multipliers. So that's why. But it's also in terms of businesses, it's also quite nice. This is our main market, our regional market in my home village, established 2007. And it's the showcase, actually. It's the showcase you can see at the market hall. It's the showcase of all our products and all regional products on top. Because we have all our own, our farmers' products in here, but also each and every farmer and producer of the region can offer their products, eggs, honey, whatever, apples, and even most can offer us, we purchase and sell them here. Duncan has seen it. So it is also attached here, a green classroom, and so it is part of our education, and to get the youngsters taught and get them along and motivated, and to learn about our roots. Factory outlet. This is in Berlin. Of course, in Berlin you have to have a more modern approach in marketing in Berlin, right in between Berlin. This is in Schwäbisch Hall itself, the market hall. Yes. So these are our own outlets. Now this is our cheese factory. It's a very nice project, and it might even could be a good sample for this region here, for this area. We are producing, it's owned 24% by the Farmers Association, and all others are spread. It's again a shareholder company, and 420 owners, actually, farmers and consumers. We produce there about 350 tons of cheese per year, milk, ice cream, and our farmers are getting, that was, I mentioned in the beginning, the best price all over Germany. You know, we have, our farmers are getting 64 euro cent per liter of milk, plus premium quality, plus tax. So rather 70 to 75 euro cent per liter. And guaranteed price and guaranteed sourcing. And yeah, same in pigs. Our, let's say, Demeter price for the farmers is €4.20. For organics, €3.80. For premium label, €2.35 at present. Guaranteed price, guaranteed offtake as a sourcing. just as example. Same for cattle, same for sheep.
That's dead weight.
Yes,
Yes.
that the price for that weight,
Yeah.
carcass. So we have a deer, a game manufacturer from the local game. The hunters deliver them to our manufacturer. We process them, cut them, process them into salami, into meat, game meat, and in partnership with Edeka, which is a supermarket chain, local supermarket chain, as cooperative. Yes, then we do catering. So this is one of our cultural events, regional food festival. Now this year it happens 23rd time. Also quite a tradition now. So 5-course menu. They use the young farmers presenting the traditional dances, the chefs, and so on. On this event, we hand out the agricultural award, about 6,000 euro, and for outstanding performance and initiatives. On that, so I'm hurrying. So this is our house of farmers. I found it in the year 2012. Very old house you find, but here you have even elder houses from the Celtics. This is this was built in 1250. Our own farmhouse was built in 1370. Then another house of farmers. The previous feudal castle of the feudals. And here we established, we established the Academy for Organic and Regional Development. Yes, so that's a seminar hotel and so on. We have also, you might know this person. He's the president of Club of Rome. Hardy, this was the first organic professor in the world. So here, Global Peasants' Rights Congress 2017. And here at United Nations, New York and Geneva, we are members of the United Nations as we are appointed as NGO. So we are entitled to deliver speeches and introduce some petitions and so on. Then we have some international partnerships. Romania, India, pepper, you see the pepper, you see the steering committee of the local cooperative here harvesting pepper. Autochthon breed in Romania, related to ours. Carpat area. Serbia, Zanzibar. So these partnerships, international partnerships with farmers. Spices. So this means you can book visit in our area. We have about 300 traveling groups, bus tours per year, and he's in charge to organize that. With the traditional cloths, of course. This is now in a mature stage, and of projects. It's for us. It's the best public relation is to get in personal contact. So we send ambassadors out to our customers. We offer them that they could come a day at the point of sale, and this we call incoming touristic. If a bus comes, let's say with people from Munich or Stuttgart to visit the farmers, so they are convinced And it strengthens the partnership because they experience and see that's not a fake, this is a true, the stories are true, and we believe, we trust the product and we trust the communication about. Because a central point in our communication is direct from farmer, direct from farm. And so they can visit the cheese dairy, they can visit the slaughterhouse, mainly from outside, of course. And the farm, the pigs, this is important. It's very important to get in touch with our customers surrounding the region, from the urban areas surrounding. So I think that's it. Thank you for kind attention. And